Hey everyone, today we're diving into a question so many people think about but few really understand. How much money do you actually need to retire in Europe? Maybe you've heard numbers like $200,000 or $1 million or even way more. But what do those numbers really mean? What do you need to live comfortably, not just survive? And how does it change depending on whether you're retiring in Spain, Germany, Portugal or somewhere cheaper, like Bulgaria or Poland? In this video, I'm going to break it all down in simple terms, with real numbers on average expenses, savings targets, lifestyle costs, pensions, healthcare, housing, travel budgets, you name it. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what a realistic retirement budget looks like in different parts of Europe. Let's get started. Let's start with what people actually have saved, not what they need, but what's typical. Across Europe, average savings figures vary a lot. In Northern Europe, places like Sweden, Denmark, Finland, average retirement savings hover around $90,000 and $120,000 per person. That sounds decent, but it's only part of the picture because living costs in those countries are very high. In Western Europe, like France, Germany, the Netherlands, typical savings are often in the $50,000 or $150,000 range. Many people there count on state pensions, but those are rarely enough to live on alone. Down in Southern Europe, think Spain, Portugal, Greece, averages are much lower, often between $20,000 and $80,000. That's partly because wages and social security systems are lower, and partly because families tend to help each other. And if we look in Central and Eastern Europe, countries like Poland, Hungary, Romania, average personal savings can drop below $50,000. Now, here's the key thing. Even though these are an average savings totals, most financial planners agree that to retire comfortably, many people actually need far more, typically between $500,000 and $1,000 in total savings and pension value. And we'll unpack why later. So what does comfortable really mean? Financial experts usually use a few common rules to figure this out. First, they say you should aim to have income in retirement equal to about 70–80% of your pre-retirement income. Why? Because many people spend less on commuting, work clothes, lunches, and work-related costs, but they do spend money on travel, hobbies, healthcare, and leisure. If you earned $50,000 a year before retiring, 70% of that is $35,000 per year. That's about $2,900 per month after taxes and expenses. Multiply that by 25 using the so-called rule of 25, and you would need $875,000 saved. Another way to think about it is monthly expenses. If you expect to spend $2,000 a month in retirement, that's $24,000 per year. Multiply that by 25, and you're looking at $600,000. Those aren't random numbers. They come from modeling life expectancy, inflation, and investment returns over a 20–30-year retirement. The idea is that you don't want to run out of money if markets dip, or if healthcare gets expensive later in life. Now let's look at real numbers. You don't just retire. You live somewhere, buy groceries, pay rent or utilities, get healthcare, maybe take vacations. Here's what that looks like in different countries. Spain, a popular retirement spot with great weather. Average comfortable monthly expenses, $2,000 to $2,500. That includes rent or utilities, food, transport and leisure. Over a year, that's $24,030. If you want some travel, hobbies, or unexpected costs, plan for more. France, larger country, lots of variety. Big cities like Paris can easily exceed $3,000 per month for a comfortable life. Smaller towns in the south might be $2,000 to $2,200 a month. That's $24,000 to $36,000 yearly depending on lifestyle. Germany, strong social safety net but higher costs. Monthly comfortable budget tends to be around $2,000 to $2,500. If you own your home, that number drops, which is a big deal for retirees. Poland, one of the more affordable places to retire. Comfortable monthly expenses are often $1,200 to $1,500. That's $1,400 to $400, or $18,000 per year, significantly lower than Western Europe. And in places like Portugal, Romania, or Bulgaria, some retirees live on $1,000 to $800 per month comfortably, especially outside capital cities. Now let's talk about where retirement money comes from. Many people count on state pensions. But in most European countries, state pensions only cover part of your retirement costs. That means you'll need personal savings, workplace pensions, investments, or rental income too. For example, in countries like Germany or Spain, average state pension payments are often between $1,000 and $1,100 per month. Not bad, but usually not enough to live the lifestyle you want without extra savings. Countries with generous pension systems like the Nordic countries often have higher pensions, but the cost of living is also higher. That's why financial planners almost always recommend diversifying your retirement income. That means a mix of personal savings accounts, investment portfolios, private pensions, real estate or rental income, part-time work, or consulting in retirement. The more sources you have, the less risky it is if one stream falls short. All right, let's finish with some practical retirement planning tips and a quick recap of real numbers. Here's how to make your retirement savings go further. 1. Start early. Even saving just $200 to $300 per month in your 30s can grow to hundreds of thousands over decades, thanks to compound interest. 2. Consider location carefully. Retiring in Lisbon, Porto, or Valencia can be far more affordable than London, Munich, or Oslo. Even within a country, small towns often cost much less than big cities. 3. Own property if you can. Paying rent in retirement takes money every single month, but owning means lower monthly costs and long-term security. 4. Think about healthcare. Some countries have excellent public healthcare, others require private insurance. That can make a big difference in your budget over time. Recap of what we learned. A basic, comfortable retirement, including housing, food, travel, healthcare, usually costs $24,000 to $36,000 per year in most of Europe. That translates to roughly $600,000 or $900,000 in total savings using standard planning rules. With good pensions and smart planning, people can retire comfortably on less in lower-cost regions. But you still need a solid savings plan. So yes, retiring in Europe is absolutely possible, but only if you plan ahead, save consistently, and make smart lifestyle choices. So to sum it up, retiring in Europe depends a lot on where you live, your lifestyle, and your pensions. On average, you'll need around $24,000, $36,000 per year for a comfortable life, which translates to roughly $600,000, $900,000 in savings. Lower-cost countries like Poland or Portugal can be much cheaper, while places like Germany, France, or Northern Europe cost more. Start saving early, plan for healthcare, and diversify your income. That's the key to a stress-free retirement. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming content. We've got plenty more videos coming your way, and we'd love to have you join our community. See you in the next one.